What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger, my friends. So kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Conference play is on and popping. Two of the biggest programs in the country, the last two schools to win national championships. LSU remains undefeated. South Carolina dominated Missouri and en route won Don Staley's 200th career SEC game, man. LSU fell in the poll a little bit. They kind of, I think, got a little smack on the wrist from the AP for strength of schedule, to be honest with y'all, man. They haven't played a lot of the stiff competition a lot of the other top teams have. But on another note, you can only beat who's in front of you, man. And LSU has been doing that all season as they remain undefeated. They went and played Arkansas on the road, welcomed in Jersey Wolfenbarger for a homecoming where she is from Arkansas, played her first 2 years at Arkansas, and she came up big, man. But we know they were playing with a heavy heart because of what was going on in New Orleans and the tragedy, senseless violence out there recently.
It's a lot of people's children and families. I cannot even imagine how they feel. I went back home to my state of Louisiana to be a positive. And you just wish that you could do something. And I thought it was very classy of Arkansas to do that. There were kids from our area, Baton Rouge. I can't quit thinking about it, to be honest. I can't quit thinking about it. It's so close to home. It just hits you right smack in the face. And you get emotional because I just cannot imagine those families right now and what they're having to deal with. You just pray. That's all you can do is just pray that somehow, some way they can deal with it and continue on with their lives.
LSU picked up the win 98-64 in impressive fashion. They shot 50% from the field as a team, 39.1% from the three-point line, and they held Arkansas to 35.8% from the field, as well as 30.8% from the three-point line. They went 11 of 13, the Tigers did, from the free throw line. They won the battle on the glass in impressive fashion, 48-32. The ball movement, 21 assists, man. The way these guards are starting to play is incredible, man. They just all bring a different facet to the game. They also had 13 steals and 6 blocks. Anissa Morrow, 11 points and 10 rebounds, another double-double. She is a walking double-double. Kaylin Gilbert off the bench actually led all scorers with 16 points in 18 minutes. The Arizona transfer is really starting to find her groove as well, man. Just continues to be a spark plug of instant offense off the bench. Laster Poa knocked down a few threes. Michaela Williams, 14 points. Flau'jae Johnson, she's not only one of the best shot blocking guards in the country, but one of the best rebounders at her position. 15 points and 10 rebounds. She tied Anissa Morrow for the lead of rebounds with this group, and they tied for most minutes played with 26. What they got from Wolfenbarger, though, 8 points, 5 rebounds. She was big in the post for this group. Miracle Shepherd is getting into her rhythm, 8 points, 2 rebounds. One of the better perimeter defenders on this team. Samaya Smith had 6 points, 4 rebounds. Del Rosario even got in on the action, played 11 minutes, had 2 points and 3 rebounds. Bartlett also had 2 points, 3 rebounds. Del Rosario played more minutes than she did, and Jada Richard, 6 points, 1 assist and 1 rebound. The freshman has been a breath of fresh air in this lineup for sure, contributing, picking her spots, and making the most of her opportunities. I think LSU is starting to find their groove, man. The perimeter scoring, if they're making threes, if they're hitting shots, they are a very dangerous team. They're one of the best fast break teams in the country. They score fast. They run the floor hard. And if you turn the ball over, they're pushing it down your throat at the other end, man. Flau'jae Johnson continues to be one of the best transition players in the country. You cannot keep her out of the paint. Michaela Williams, one of the best mid-range scorers, and just scores off the dribble, getting to her spot and hitting tough contested shots. Big sophomore year loading for her right now. Love Miracle Shepherd. Love Cheyenne Day Wilson. Love Kaylin Gilbert and what she's bringing as an explosive scorer for this group. LSU's got a lot of talent, man, and I think they have a lot to take away from this game. The guards control the tempo. They continue to play small ball, and it's been working. It's been working. A lot of people have criticized this small lineup, and, we're wondering what they're going to do with the Reagan Beers of the world, the Lauren Betts, if they have to see her. Like, what are they going to do with these bigs that can absolutely dominate games and impact both sides of the basketball? We're still waiting to see how they're going to handle that. Oklahoma will be a very interesting matchup for this small lineup, as well as South Carolina. But LSU look good, man. They're moving the basketball. They're sharing the rock. They're playing fast, and they're making shots. They're taking good shots as well, man. I love the way the offense is flowing. They're scoring a lot of points, and they're scoring quickly. So we'll continue to watch LSU and keep y'all updated with the latest and the greatest. Moving on, staying with the SEC, South Carolina defending champs. I released a video recapping their game last night, so definitely go check that out. But Coach Don Staley, man, I know Raven Johnson was a player that people were very critical of. I've been critical of her. Just the offensive game hasn't been the same. But the last several games, man, she's really come to life. And Coach Don Staley has made an emphasis on giving her flowers.
The Ravens come a long way from the beginning of the season, and that's the thing about us. We're patient. Like, we understand she probably did not do exactly what she did the season prior to getting ready for the season, and when you don't do that, you're going to see the results of it, which is a slow start. When you get back and familiarize yourself by getting back in the gym and loving up on basketball and loving up on your game, it's an easy fix, and that's what she's done. But we're a much better basketball team now than we were a month ago, which is great. That's really, indicative of what Ravens' contributions are to our team offensively.
Now, if you read in between the lines, we see that obviously Raven Johnson didn't put in the same work she did during the revenge tour as this summer, man, and it explains the slow start to the season. She's been rebounding at an elite level. She continues to be the glue player, floor general, ultimate utility woman for this group, being the lead point guard, but the scoring had not been there, man. The shots just were not falling. This game, she found her range from three, attacked the cup, and I think that it just shows the resiliency. I agree with Coach Don Staley. They are a different team. They are in a different stratosphere when Raven Johnson is a scoring threat, because that means that at all times, this group has five scorers, five players that can score the basketball at any time. And they dominated this game, man, truthfully. South Carolina picked up the win 83-52. Leading the way was Malaysia Fulwiley. She was incredible. 17 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. She had a couple of steals, and just in 20 minutes, she really made a bigger impact than anybody on the floor. Tahina Powell, 11 points, 2 rebounds. Tessa Johnson, another scorer in double figures, the other super sophomore on this group, 10 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. Ashlyn Watkins with one of her best games of the season. She's really been finding her rhythm the last couple of games. 11 points, 1 assist, 11 rebounds, blocking shots. Joyce Edwards, the freshman that has led this group the last 2 games, had 9 points, 1 assist, and 5 rebounds in 18 minutes of play. She definitely imposed her will in the paint and was demanding touches. Raven Johnson, 7 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds for her. They have 4 players that were in double figures, almost 5 with Joyce Edwards. Sanaya Fagan played some valuable minutes as well. Chloe Kitts, very quiet night. They didn't need much from her, to be honest with y'all, man. But you see how deep this team is. Adele Tac, her best game, scoring a career-high 9 points and 6 rebounds in 5 minutes at that, man. And Coach Don Staley had some praise for her freshman as well.
Well, what's truly impressive about Adele is she doesn't know whether she's going to play or not. But when her numbers call, she gets in, and she's, she was more intentional last night about just making her presence felt on, definitely offensively. Defensively, it's getting better. Like we have to really understand that she really hasn't played in 2 years. So she's continuing to knock the dust off. She looked great. She does a great job with being on our highlighters. She's getting reps. Her and Miriam, they just, for what they're not getting playing on, on the other side of things, which is with us, they're more than what we can handle when they're on the highlighter. So it's a win-win situation where they're getting basketball reps and not standing on the sideline.
The SEC is running through Columbia, South Carolina. It's no secret. This team is stacked. They're deep. I think they're still trying to find their true offensive identity, but they realize now that they can just pound the post. They made it an effort to feed the paint, and it panned out for them. They also continue to get back to dominating the glass, forcing turnovers, and being a true issue, all dang near unstoppable on the fast break with their counterattack, man. Ever since that UCLA loss, they've been on a mission, and they definitely look like the second best team in the nation. It's really UCLA, South Carolina, and it feels like everybody else at this point, man. They will have some tough tests, just like LSU. LSU, South Carolina will be one to watch for sure when these teams play Oklahoma and Texas and Tennessee. For one, they've been incredible, man. Talaysia Cooper, with first-year head coach. A lot of people said Cooper was the best player on this team last year. She had to sit out. She's the team's leading scorer. Tennessee is a problem, man. They shoot a lot of threes. They make a lot of threes. They play fast. They guard. They're physical. They rebound the basketball well. Oklahoma, just coming off the loss to Texas, but lost to barn burner. Reagan Beers and company have continued to just make an impact in their first year in the SEC. They've been one of the most productive offenses in the country. You look at a team like Alabama, who is, I think, exceeding expectations. Georgia Amore at Kentucky right now, they're finding their rhythm in Kenny Brooks' first year. They're doing some good things. Like I mentioned, Texas coming off the big win against Oklahoma. Rory Harmon's been incredible. Freshman Jordan Lee's finding her stride, making shots, and just being an impact defender. Madison Booker continues to be one of the best mid-range scorers in the country. Definitely showing why she's a first-team All-AP selection. Bro, the SEC is absolutely the deepest conference in the country. They have the most teams ranked in the AP Top 25, and there's going to be no easy wins. Mississippi State is another team. Ole Miss, a defensive team. Coach Yo always has them locked in, competing to the last whistle. They move the ball well. They play fast. They're well coached. There's a lot of good teams in the SEC, man. There's not going to be many easy nights for anybody in this conference. And I tell you what, whoever comes out on top when this is all said and done and the dust clears is absolutely going to be battle-tested. I guarantee you that. But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Talk to me. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. This has been the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Until next time, we out.